Rec League Podcast. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell your family, tell your haters. Available on Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, Breaker, and Stitcher. At Rec League Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. At Rec League Pod on Twitter. Episode 19 coming soon. Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? I almost said or Men in Black itself. I just watched Men in Black International. It is the spinoff, maybe a reboot of the Malibu Comics, Barry Sonnenfeld directed, Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones, Men in Black trilogy. It stars Chris Hemsworth, Tessa Thompson, Liam Neeson, Emma Thompson, Les Twins, Rebecca Ferguson, Kumail Nanjiani, Rafe Spall, and I want to say that's it. It's directed by F. Gary Gray, who honestly has an underappreciated filmography, man. He directed Friday, Set It Off, The Negotiator, A Man Apart, The Italian Job, Be Cool, Law Abiding Citizen, and Straight Outta Compton, and Fate of the Furious. If you want to get a shout out in my review of either Child's Play or Toy Story 4, stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can do that. You got Tessa Thompson. Something happens to her when she's younger, and she basically discovers the existence of the Men in Black. You know, hunts them down, gets accepted. I mean, if you've seen the trailer, this really isn't a spoiler. She gets sent, transferred to the London Men in Black branch. Teams up with Chris Hemsworth, who's like the big hotshot Men in Black agent, solves all the cases, gets all the accolades, and basically has to stop an evil alien from destroying some intergalactical, universal, solar system-ish, Milky Way-ish stuff. I know it's mad cliche, but I wish I had a suit. I wish I had a Men in Black suit and shades that I could wear during this review, but I don't, so here I am. So I probably have one of the weakest dressed Men in Black reviews on YouTube. I was curious about this movie. I thought all the trailers were horrible. I thought the first trailer was super poop, and I thought the second one was decent at best. But like my excitement just wasn't there for this. But I love the first movie. I think the original Men in Black is a modern classic, and 2 and 3 are fine. They have moments of enjoyment. Like there's always something tied into the plot that happens that like gets me attached. Whether it's Rosario Dawson in 2, Josh Brolin's spot on Tommy Lee Jones impression in 3, or the way that 3 like retconned everything Will Smith related. This one doesn't have that. I'm not gonna bash Men in Black International. It's not bad. It's just disappointing. This isn't trash, man. It didn't get me invested. I thought Chris Hemsworth was obnoxious for like half of the movie. There is a scene where they're working on something, cut to the next scene, and what they're working on is never seen again in the whole movie. There's a plot twist that I like. There is a line of dialogue, and I was like, okay, I know what they're shooting for, but this is gonna be the reveal. Like the audience isn't smart enough to realize what they're really gonna do. So I was waiting on that. I was right. The humor doesn't really land. The connections to the original trilogy kind of are minimal. The casting of Emma Thompson, and then there's one thing that there's a scene that references the original trilogy. Like you'll if you're paying attention, the camera like freezes on this one thing for a second, and it's like, okay, there's your Will Smith, Tommy Lee Jones nod. I don't know, like the dialogue is Men in Black 2, Men in Black 3 International, like the dialogue is just not as clever as that original movie. I love Tessa Thompson though. She's far and away the best part of this movie. Like her character arc development, like it's all good. Like if they do a Men in Black International 2 or a Men in Black 4, or if they continue this franchise, I would like to see her in it. They do feel like there's something suit related that they got a little like flexible with. The first three movies, the suit was boom. This movie, do with it what you will. I think like Kumail Nanjiani like voices this little like bug thing that you can see behind me if you look close. Kind of annoying. But I think like they tried to make it like a porg from the Last Jedi. Nah. Uh, like I don't know. Like I said, man. Like I don't think this was what F. Gary Gray should have done for his next project. Like his biggest movie is probably Fate of the Furious, Straight Outta Compton. I think those are both really dope, fun in their own right. Straight Outta Compton's phenomenal. But the rest of his stuff is kind of like low key, small budget, real personal, real dope, dramatic. And I don't know like if sci-fi buddy cop comedy that really didn't have the comedy was what he should have done. Yeah, like Chris Hemsworth like started off like really obnoxious. He has this like aura about him. He's coasting off something that happened, and once the plot like really gets going, he becomes a better character. Like toward the end, I'm telling you, like the weak plot like gets a little meaningful. I'm gonna be generous, but cause there are like even like Rafe Spall playing Chris Hemsworth's biggest hater, Rebecca Ferguson basically playing like a throwaway villain. And if you dig deep enough in the deepest, darkest, unseen depths of my YouTube channel, I probably have a Men in Black, a weak ass, probably pixelated, horrible audio Men in Black 3 review on my channel somewhere. If I can find it, I'll put a card or a tag or whatever it's called in the video. With all that being said, in my opinion, I will say that Men in Black International is solid. Um, it's just not as good as I hoped. Like I said, like I did not like the trailers, and the trailers kind of foreshadowed what this movie was. Like just not as good as it could have been. So have you seen Men in Black International? What did you think of it, man? Positive, negative, somewhere in between? Let me know. Which is your favorite Men in Black movie, man? Of all four movies, um, if you want that shout out in my Toy Story or Child's Play review, just within $2 million, higher or lower, man, how much will Men in Black make opening weekend? Be the first, be the closest. Get your guesses in by noon Central Time Sunday, and you get shouted. I've recently posted a Shaft review, a Dark Phoenix, Secret Life of Pets, Godzilla, Ma, Rocket Man, John Wick, Aladdin, Brightburn. Check all those out, man. Rec League Podcast, episode 19 coming. We're going to talk X-Men. We're going to talk NBA, among other things. Like I said, I want to see Toy Story, Child's Play. If Yesterday comes to my theater, I'll see it. Spider-Man Far From Home on the 2nd. Then we in July, man. Like, subscribe, comment. Find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.